Hello, believers. In this week 2 of glorious eras, a lot of amazing players has arrived in the game, and some of them are seriously such costly players, which costs 23,000 FC points, some costs freaking 2,000 shards. But are they really worth it to claim? This is what this video is about. We will look upon all these week 2 players, and even find out best alternatives that you can claim easily. So believers, Mr. Believer is back with another amazing premium content, and literally 54% of you who are watching this video right now haven't subscribed yet, so please make sure to do it as Mr. Believer comes up with premium contents daily. Anyway, now let's begin, bros. We are definitely going through each and every player one by one, but my suggestion or recommendation will be different for different viewers who are watching this video. For example, Ronaldo costs 2,000 shards, and not everyone can afford it. So for them, I might recommend him 1 out of 3 points. And for those who can afford him, I can rate 2 or 3 out of 3. I can give a maximum rating of 3 rating, which means highly recommended. If I give 2 points, then it's mid-recommended, and if I give only 1, that player is not for you. Apart from that, the reviews that Mr. Believer does are unique and relevant because I always give recommendations keeping 3 most important factors. The first factor is stats and gameplay of that player. The second factor is cost of that player, and the last factor is for how many months you can try that player OVR and gameplay performance-wise in your squad. So yeah, bros, let's move into each and every player one by one and discuss them properly. Firstly, in the player number 8, we have Fernando Hierro. This is for the free-to-play users, bros. Fernando Hierro is okay pace-wise. I definitely felt speed was not that impressive during testing. His defending is above average and below meta cards, and height is okay for defenders. You can get the most important traits on this card, such as dives into tackles and power header. Talking about overall performance recently, he is top 10 center back in the game and mid or above mid in performance. He just costs 650 shards, so it's for the users who have around 600 shards budget. For those users, I will recommend him 2.5 out of 3, where for those who want high budget players, just wait for another great center back. Recently, in the same budget, his alternative can be Mascherano, who can play at an alternative position center back, and his main position is CDM. But main cons on Mascherano is having short height, and Mascherano best thing is it only comes on 500 shards. To be honest, I suggest you wait for the upcoming week as a better CB might come. And in the mid-budget, we have Carragher, who is also top 10 CB, but advantage is 115 OVR, where Hierro is just 114. Anyway, Hierro will be relevant for like 3 months at least, both OVR and performance-wise. In the player number 7, we have one Raul, Morientes, or Owen. These all 3 strikers are recently competitive. Let's compare them in player comparison, bros. In terms of speed, Owen feels more boosted than any striker among these 3. Morientes' advantage is on shooting, passing, and on physical, but his cons is having 120 pace only, less dribbling, which are most important, and he is with a bit more height compared to rest too. So yeah, both test-wise and stats-wise, I don't prefer him even though he costs 500 shards. He is 114 OVR and recently a top 20 striker, where Owen has great stats, and I felt he is seriously better than that 115 rating Raul cuz. His speed is insane, and if you know how to utilize him, you will seriously destroy your opponent, but EA literally gave 113 rating for him. He will be worthy for only next 2 months. OVR-wise, however, performance will be good on him. So, there is definitely OVR advantage, and I don't recommend Owen due to that reason. Next, we have that Raul card who is really costly, bros, literally 1,000 shards. And trust me, I felt Owen is more okay performance-wise compared to Raul, but thing is, there is signature version of him, and if you take him, he is definitely worth it. His stats and both performance are good. Overall, this Raul, I just recommend you 2 out of 3. However, for that signature version, I prefer you 2.5 or 3 out of 3. If you need performance, not OVR, then Owen is cheap. So, I highly recommend Owen over any striker in this event, but the cons on Owen is he will decrease your team OVR, which is definitely a big cons. And talking about Morientes, I really don't prefer him. And you might ask, why believers didn't suggest us signature Raul? It's because stats looks great on him, but as per my use, Raul is not an insane meta player who gives boost performance, and for F2P, literally wasting 3,250 shards for him is not worthy at all. You will get a better striker than him in upcoming days for sure. So just be patient, bros. Moving to the player number 6, we have Beckham. What a foolish thing EA does every time, bros. You might have taken Beckham on that Footyverse event, and EA literally brought him again. There are a lot of players, and the same thing has happened with most of them. Anyway, this is the right midfielder version of Beckham, but still he can play an alternative position of center midfielder, so it's no different. Performance-wise, Beckham is definitely a great midfielder, recently top 3 to top 5. He has good pace, shooting, and insane passing. You can see traits like finesse shot, long passer, long shot taker, and playmaker, which is a great thing. Overall, I recommend him 2.5 out of 3. If you are claiming him to use on center midfielder, however, I don't prefer you bros to take him for right midfielder. Because a center midfielder are not a top meta in left midfielder, instead I prefer you to buy some wingers for your left midfielder, as winger can be very effective. Anyway, he has 115 OVR, and performances are also good, so he will be relevant for the next 3 to 4 months, for sure. Now bros, we have player number 5, and he is none other than Figo, another 115 OVR rating player, and Figo main cons is having left foot weak playing on right wing, and this is a very big disadvantage. Otherwise, his speed is just insane and feels okay in the wing. He has traits like outside foot shot and playmaker, which is a good thing for the player who has weak foot 4-star, and he can play right midfielder too. But yeah bros, due to having 4-star weak foot, I recommend him just 1 out of 3, even though he just costs 1,000 shards, which is a very low price for the winger. Make sure to wait for a better winger, as this week as a right winger, he is the only guy who came in the 115 and 114 OVR. If you take him, he will be relevant for something around 3 to 4 months for sure, but only relevant time is not how we select players. We definitely have to include those factors which I mentioned earlier. Now, the player number 4 is Lille. He is one of the most amazing center defensive midfielders in the game right now, bros. He can even play center midfielder position, but I don't prefer you bros to use him in the center midfielder as his shooting ability is not good. But still bros, he mostly stays in the mid or defensive areas. So even if you keep him on center midfield, that's not a very big issue. He has decent pace and his defending are really great. He has also dives into tackle traits, which is a good thing. So yeah, overall, I think recently top 2 to top 4 center defensive midfielders in the game, but it's for sure better CDM will come in upcoming days. He has 114 OVR, so he will be okay to use for next 3 months, and that's a good amount of time. Overall, I prefer him 3 out of 3 because he is crazy cheaper. Like he just costs 650 shards, and after that his performance is just incredible. And not only that, things on him are balanced. If you are a guy who expects insane and costly CDM, which costs over 1,000 shards, then he is definitely not fitting your requirement. So, for such guy, I don't prefer Lille. Just wait for it. And we have Xabi Alonso, who costs 1,000. But yeah, I felt Lille is better, so don't even take Alonso. Better players like Rodri, Toure, Ricard might come in future, so wait for it. Moving to the number 3, we have Vinicius Jr., a underrated 114 rating guy, and EA is seriously such a clever. They gave Vinicius Jr. in just 114 rating bros because they knew well, if they give him 115, then they can't bring any wingers in the glorious box in upcoming days as people will go for Vinicius. But still, Vinicius is recently top 1 to top 2 left winger in the game. Physicality is always an issue in most meta wingers, so you can ignore that. But the best thing about Vinicius is his insane speed and dribbling. He feels much more smoother than that Torres. Vinicius is quick on dribbling, his skill spams are fast, and has 5-star skill moves. He has also finesse shot and long shot taker traits. All the wingers need is on him, so yeah, he is definitely a good winger. He will be relevant for like next 4 months performance-wise, where for 3 months OVR-wise, and he costs 1,200 shards, which is okay in my opinion, as you can definitely get a good value using this card. Talking about the player number 2, we have Ronaldo R9. Forking EA literally didn't change the shard price of the Ronaldo R9, however they have brought his past traits back, but he is not performing like past card bros. He literally has speed dribble, but his skill move spams doesn't work that well. EA has definitely added these traits back in this card, but yeah, there are chances these are just looking visually, but not working in the match. Honestly, Ronaldo's shooting is insane from long range as per I used, but his short range, difficult shots are not that impressive. Pace doesn't look its 142 in the game performance. Talking about his visual modal, he doesn't have his unique hair, and it's because this is the Real Madrid version of Ronaldo R9. Maybe in the beginning phase, Ronaldo might be nerfed by EA, but yeah, in future there are chances he will get buffed. And especially in this type of cards, the chances are very high. Talking about relevant time, he will be okay to use for 4 to 5 months. But still bros, this is not ER9 which we wanted. He costs 2,000 shards, but I can give you 100% guarantee this Ronaldo R9 doesn't provide the value which you expect. It's better to waste shards on this Owen card, use him for next 2 months and take a better card, or wait for the next Van Basten card, or go for some other striker. Literally 2,000 shards is not a joke for F2P, especially when you know that card is not going to give you expected performance. Anyway, if you don't believe me, just check him in the scouting camp and take some ideas. His past cards used to feel insanely deadly, but this one doesn't feel that aggressive. So, I will recommend him just 2 out of 3, but for those who have less budget, I recommend him just 1 out of 3. Finally, bros, the player number 1 we have is none other than Zidane. This is a card specially for those who are rich dad kids, because if you are not a rich dad kid, then you can't take this 115 rating signature version of Zidane. This time, Zidane came on the center attacking midfielder position. Even if you are a rich dad kid, then I suggest you donate that $195 money to some poor guys, but bros, don't make a mistake to throw it in this useless box, which is purely designed to take money. This totally misses common sense, in my opinion. The stats of Zidane are definitely insane. He is definitely top 1 to top 3 cam and CM, but the thing is, he will be replaced for 100% sure after next 1 to 2 months, and after 3 to 4 months, this card will be outdated and the hype for it will go over. Even now, this card has no hype because everyone can't afford it. My just one suggestion is, EA just doesn't give a fork to this community, so you don't give a fork to them because they are just intentionally doing many things like they don't know our interest. I understand they have to earn money to survive and run the game, but taking $195 for a single player, and that also you can't use for 2 to 3 months as another better player will replace him. His alternatives are players like Cruyff and Gullit. Anyway, believers, that's all for this video. I hope you have enjoyed today's video. I will meet you bros with another one. Till then, your lovely host, Mr. Believer, signs off.